Greg, but this really has been the year of the East Pacific. We've had a lot of named storms in this basin.
Yeah, we may have another one with this batch of storms here. I mean, look at these cloud streamers coming up out of the south like that. Exceptionally humid air from the deep tropics is riding its way northward, and actually there is a circulation right in there. So this may develop as it moves on off toward the west over the open waters of the Pacific. Oh, sorry, I was going to show you that, but sorry, I'm hit the button too fast.
We can still see it over here.
Yeah, there it is.
Way over here.
This is the area that we're going to be watching for possible development right off the coast of Central America.
Okay, so we'll be monitoring that area, and of course, otherwise, Simon is gone. Simon's moisture is in the southwest, right?
Right, it is. But I'm going to look now at Super Typhoon Vongfong in the West Pacific because this is a monster.
Man, it is amazing. We were looking at this yesterday, last evening. I think it peaked out at around 180, 185. Again, estimates, right? But now, I mean, even though it's 165 now, it's still like the perfect looking storm. Of course, they call it typhoons in this part of the world.
Right. You know, actually, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I'm starting to see some signs that it's beginning to weaken a little bit. Some of the clouds, we're losing some of the bright colors there on the edge, you know, and there's a couple of other things about it that tell me that maybe it's starting to lose a little bit of its power.
Maybe moving into some cooler waters eventually too.
And what I plotted here, this is a really cool plot. This is going to take me a second to explain here. It's called the max wind potential. Basically, it's a theoretical estimate of how strong a storm can get based on the ocean and the atmosphere around it. Right now, Vongfong, Cat 5 Vongfong, is in an area that is supported, could support 155 to 190 mile per hour typhoon. So you know this thing has basically maxed out everything it's been given. It's used the ocean, it's used the atmosphere, and got as strong as the atmosphere and ocean would allow it to get. And I think as this thing goes on off toward the north, you notice how those atmosphere and ocean parameters don't quite support the kind of intensity that we have down here and closer to the tropics. So as it moves northward, it's likely going to weaken.
And that's better news for Japan. Of course, we're keeping an eye on Okinawa and Kadena Air Base there, where our U.S. military is based there. So this is a huge concern in the wake of that other typhoon.
Right. And you might see this like purple 190. Gosh, the atmosphere and ocean can support a 190. That's sort of in general. There are some other things, subtle details about the atmosphere out here that are right now not going to allow that. So don't worry about that purple out there. It's going to weaken a lot more as it gets closer to Okinawa, which now is a 21 mile per hour wind.
All right. So, wow, you can see some of those higher clouds starting to kind of work their way up into that area. What's the timing, you think, for this?
You know, I think it's going to be, let's see, we have a timing graphic for this. It looks like Friday night and early Saturday morning, it's going to get very close to Okinawa as a pretty strong storm. It may be a Cat 3 equivalent. So, and then northward from there, maybe very close to Japan and Tokyo over the weekend and early next week.
All right, that's definitely big news we'll be following here on the Weather Channel. We're also keeping an eye on storms in this country as well. In fact, some storms that could go severe. We've already seen that in parts of Alabama and the Midwest as well. Paul Goodlow's back with you coming up after the break.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, low 77. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, check this out. Amazing satellite images of the largest tropical cyclone we have seen so far this year. It's Super Typhoon Vongfong, and now it's headed west towards Japan. We are tracking this dangerous typhoon very closely, and we'll tell you what path Vongfong could take. And were you able to wake up early this morning and see the incredible lunar eclipse known as the blood moon? We're going to show you more of these amazing pictures throughout the show. And remnants of what once was Hurricane Simon are dumping heavy rains across much of Arizona and the Southwest right now. Chris Warren is on the ground. We're going to talk with him shortly, and we'll tell you where this moisture and the storms are headed next. Hey, there's now 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 o'clock on the West Coast. Welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Paul Goodlow. Let's get right to the storm threat around Arizona, including the Phoenix and Tucson area. Kim Cunningham is following that for us. And Kim, compared to last month, we really dodged a big one here across the Southwest.
We did. Remember Odile and how much rain, all the headaches that were caused by Odile? We did have a tropical system move through the Southwest, and a lot of that moisture still in place, but it doesn't look like it was as bad as Odile at this time. So right now we're looking here into the eastern parts of Arizona. We've got rain coming down from Tombstone all the way to Wilcox to Safford, right there along Interstate 10. Right now, the heaviest of rain is in eastern Arizona. Tucson picked up over an inch in some areas and caused some flooding here today. But otherwise, Phoenix actually had a little bit of light rain. The biggest problem we saw today were the temperatures. We stayed around 80 degrees today, so that was a big cool down for us. But some of those showers spreading north along Interstate 40. You can see where some of the yellows are. That's indicating where some of the heavier rains are. So southeastern Arizona at this time dealing with it. You see the big picture where Phoenix is at a break for now. We're going to show you the water vapor imagery, moisture at the middle of the atmosphere and higher. And I want you to look where we have some of the drier air now coming into southwestern Arizona. This is the break I'm talking about, but we have the disturbance that is back here as we be coming through tomorrow morning. That may bring a few more showers and storms to the Phoenix metro. But at least for right now, we're looking at a few more isolated thunderstorms here for the Mogollon Rim all the way to Tucson. And it looks like at least for tomorrow, scattered storms, mainly for the Mogollon Rim all the way up towards, that's into Thursday night and then Friday. All of this moisture getting down to the Rockies. Snow levels above the tree line. We don't have to worry about this, but watch out for some of that heavy rain across this region. Paul?
All right, thanks, Tim. Let's take a live look at the Valley of the Sun. Not so sunny today. Phoenix, a couple of sun rays kind of shining down there through some of the holes in the clouds there. And also on the ground in the Phoenix area is Chris Warren. He is on assignment across Arizona for the heavy rains that were fueled by the tropics of the eastern Pacific. And this time, the remnants of Hurricane Simon. Chris joins us on the phone right now from Tempe, Arizona. And Chris, you got there yesterday. Were people kind of prepared and kind of worried about they could see a repeat of all that disastrous flooding from what they saw last month?
Well, you know, the thing is, this is a desert, so the rain and the flooding, it does happen, but the rain is really welcome. You know, we see the pictures of the flooding and the devastation that, you know, while it is horrible and devastating for the people that lived through it, most people didn't. Most people just dealt with the rain itself, and it was a nuisance. And then something that we've heard time and time again from the people here is it was welcome. Because it is a desert, and you don't get a lot of rain. So when you do get the rain, it's nice. And the rain also, it cools things down. And that makes things nicer just to be outside. So that was something that was a little surprising. Also, working on a story right now at a bike shop. We went and visited a bike shop today. And they also said, yeah, you know, business is slow while it's raining, but they do get catch up indoors, working on the bikes that have been dropped off. And then afterwards, business actually picks up. Because it is so nice, you have a bit of a break from the big-time heat. I mean, this is Phoenix, Arizona. Temperature 110 is common this time of year. So if you can drop down into the 80s, lower 90s, or even the 70s like it was today, people like to get out. They like to run. They like to bike. And the only other thing, that the downside with all of the rain when it comes to the cooler temperatures, it does increase the humidity a little bit, Paul. So some people feeling like it is a little bit more like Florida at times when you get this humid air in here.
Yeah, Florida without the beaches there. And Chris, you mentioned again, it is a desert. I've been there before, and things are brown, they're hot, they're dry. But when you have the rains, you have the monsoon, you have the tropical moisture in there as well. Is the desert now blooming and kind of greening up?
You know what? I hadn't thought of it until you mentioned it, but just looking around where I am now, yeah, you do notice a little bit more green. Of course, there's going to be a little bit more irrigation. You know, you have a lot more resorts, but you also have flowers. I'm looking at purple flowers right now, yellow, orange, kind of a fuchsia color. So, yeah, I guess it does kind of look like springtime a little bit here in Phoenix, Paul.
All right, thanks. That's Chris Warren live tonight on the phone from Tempe, Arizona. He's working a story out there. He's hopefully travel back safely sometime tonight or tomorrow. We're also watching and tracking storms going on right now across the Midwest and the potential to continue this week. With more on that, let's head back to Kim.
And you know, all that moisture from Simon goes east, and it's going to bring some of the heavier rains down to the central plains. We have a lot of things coming together. So if you just remember, the more ingredients coming together, the more weather we can have. Just kind of a good rule of thumb. We've got all this moisture moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. We've got our jet stream right across the area. There's a front that's sitting in here too. So all this together, we have overrunning rain. We're going to see, especially north of this front, we're going to see some very heavy rain. This front is stalled out. So all this moisture riding up over the top of it, even around the front, we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms. That means anywhere from Kansas all the way into Missouri, Illinois, all the way over the Ohio Valley. Watch out for these storms. Friday, they're going to be firing up Oklahoma City, including you, Shreveport. And eventually, as that front sags a little bit farther south, we're going to see those showers and storms in Memphis and Knoxville, even to the mid-Atlantic and into Boston. So several days of heavy rain, especially for this area into Missouri. So the Ozarks, we may be looking at a flooding scenario, flash flooding. So this could be a concern for a lot of people, not just thunderstorms, but very heavy rain. So be prepared here across the nation's heartland and into the lower Mississippi Valley and the mid-Mississippi Valley. So here's the forecast, 2 to 3 inches of rain. Kansas City, we don't need rain. We're about where we should be for this time of the year. We're going to see some heavier rains even around Wichita, Nashville, showers and storms, even into Atlanta through Saturday. We're going to see the chance of thunderstorms. So here's our forecast for Kansas City. We're going to be looking at Thursday, the chance of rain. Friday, showers, temperatures in the 50s. We are really cooling down and staying in the 50s, looks like, for Saturday, but at least we're going to dry out. Paul, back to you.
All right, thanks, Kim. Well, for the next hour, we're counting down the top 5 videos of the day. We start with number 5 and take a look at this surreal lightning scene here as lightning is lighting up the skies as thunderstorms rolled across Kentucky. And this is shot in Lexington, Kentucky last night. And also, Super Typhoon Vongfong is a serious threat to Japan. Not to mention the Kadena Air Base, which is home to over 50,000 U.S. servicemen and women and their families. We'll have much more on the structure of this storm, the timing, the impacts, and also where it is going, how soon it will be threatening Kadena Air Base, and its future as it moves towards Japan. That's all coming up right after your local on the 8th.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Thanks, Melinda.
I have blah blah insurance, so person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. Now look who it is.
I see who it is.
6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
You're not helping.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you anytime, anywhere, anyway. That's getting to a better state.
Tomcat bait kills up to 12 mice, faster than Decon. What will we do with all of these dead mice? Tomcat presents Dead Mouse Theater.
Hey, old frick.
Hey, Ignore.
What's up with you?
Funny you ask. I'm actually here to pillage your town.
But we went to summer camp together.
Summer camp is over.
Tomcat. Engineered to kill.
All this week on America's Morning Headquarters, there may be a scientific reason for why you are calmed and soothed and actually need to be near the water. Could being near the water make you happier, healthier, and better at what you do? Dr. Wallace J. Nichols, author of Blue Mind, joins us to explain this theory. At 7 on the biggest weather hour anywhere, America's Morning Headquarters.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 77. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Why do you want to shop at Walmart now for October's hottest items? Because you need to find happiness on Rollback. In every aisle. Get thousands of items now on Rollback. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Some question physics. Some question gravity. And some even have the audacity to question improbability. With best-in-class towing and best-in-class torque, these are some of the bold new Ram commercial trucks built to blow your imagination. Guts, glory, Ram.
Apples are good. As Strongbow Hard Cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Right now, we're still keeping an eye on some thunderstorms, even some popping up across the southeast on this kind of warm October day. Let's take a look at the radar right now. We're watching some showers and thunderstorms popping up across much of the southeast. I guess we're going to talk about our temperatures first. Nope, there we go. There's the radar. Atlanta seeing a few storms off to your west and northwest. They are not severe, though, but we're still watching some storms north of Birmingham. And they're not severe, but they have been dumping a lot of rain. Now a flash flood warning going on right now from Cullman and Morgan counties. And just the west of there, we have Franklin County under a severe thunderstorm warning as this cell is rolling out of Mississippi into northwestern areas of Alabama. And that is prompting that severe thunderstorm warning. Meanwhile, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms rolling across the northern Ozarks there across southern Missouri, and a few more scattered showers coming across the Missouri River Valley. Again, nothing severe here, but a couple of strikes of lightning with some of these thunderstorms. They're not borderline severe at all, but definitely lightning can be deadly. Even 1 or 2 strikes can cause quite a bit of damage. And there's that moisture coming in across the southwest. We're seeing some flooding that has just ended around the Tucson areas. The rain continues to push east of you. And then just south of the southern tip of Nevada there, seeing some rain showers across the lower Colorado River. And that is certainly some welcome moisture across much of the desert. Kim?
All right, Paul, we're going to see a very wet week for some of us, and then next week we could possibly see a wet week and severe weather week. So we want to bring everybody up to date and just give you a heads up now. It's several days away, but maybe early next week, starting on Sunday, we could see some severe weather coming back our way. We've got numerous jet streams here we're looking at. We have our northern branch here. We have our subtropical and southern branch here, another part of the northern branch up here in the northeast. So with all these jet streams across the country, with all that jet energy to play with, the southern branch actually helping to keep us warm across the southeast. But notice the big dip here. Look at this. Look at this trough, and look how it's tilted. Okay, that's negatively tilted. A lot of times for a severe weather outbreak, we look at those negatively tilted troughs. Not saying at this moment we're looking at a severe weather outbreak, but 2 computer models are actually indicating we might see an event maybe starting Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. So a heads up, everyone. We'll keep a close eye on this for you. There's the dip of the jet stream right here. Very strong jet. We've got a lot of moisture in place, plus more coming northward out of the Gulf of Mexico. So you put the jet stream over the moisture, upper level low. You've got a front coming into this. So this is why we're thinking there could be some severe storms coming out maybe early next week. It's several days away. We just want folks to be aware of it right now. We've got plenty of days to plan for this and to update and tweak our forecast. So Monday's forecast, storms, possibly some strong ones here for parts of the Mississippi River Valley. All of this heading east, including over towards Atlanta, even as far north as the Ohio Valley. So this is going to be far-fetching and moving east on Tuesday. The Mid-Atlantic states not there yet, but by Wednesday it will be. But a lot of storms expected all the way up towards Canada with this front moving east. So this one could bring a lot of cold air with it too. As a matter of fact, our forecast really cooling down to about 70 degrees in Nashville by Tuesday once that storm system does pass by. Paul?
And now to our number 4 video of the day. This one's from Lexington, Kentucky, where a beautiful lightning show in the clouds during all the thunderstorms that rolled through there last night. And you got to check this out. This satellite image from NASA shows the super size of Super Typhoon Vongfong. It is just a monster there with a monster eye. Next, when this storm will start moving towards Japan, including Kadena Air Base in the southern islands there in Japan, and also also if the impacts could be impacting the more than 50,000 servicemen and women who are stationed there. And we're also warming up across the southwest by Sunday, southeast I should say. By Sunday, temperatures in Atlanta 10 degrees above average.
Why do you want to shop at Walmart now for October's hottest items? Because you need to find happiness on rollback. In every aisle. Get thousands of items now on rollback. Save money, live better. Walmart.
My goal was to finally get in shape. Not to be focusing again on my moderate to severe chronic plaque psoriasis. So I finally made a decision to talk to my dermatologist about Humira. Humira works inside my body to target and help block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to my symptoms. In clinical trials, most adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis saw 75% skin clearance on Humira, and the majority of people were clear or almost clear in just 4 months.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Set a new goal today. Ask your dermatologist about Humira, because with Humira, clear skin is possible.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
Somewhere out there, a high-tech factory is being built, preparing to manufacture world-class products. And it's happening right here in America. At WeatherTech, American workers in American factories are creating the highest quality automotive accessories, including laser-measured, custom-fit floor liners. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech, proudly made in America.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Every Sunday.
The tingling, the stabbing and shooting pains, the numbness, the burning. Has life with diabetes become a pain? If you're suffering from pain in your feet, known as diabetic neuropathy, we invite you to learn more about the Rhapsody Study. Talk to your doctor or visit rhapsodystudy.com.
One car travels towards an intersection with wipers that streak and clog, while another travels towards the same intersection with wiper blades that don't let them see clearly. But between them, the Michelin Man with new Michelin Stealth Wiper Blades, a revolution in wiper blade technology, combining SmartFlex construction for superior windshield contact with proven hybrid blade design for clog-free performance in rain, ice, and snow, helping you steer clear for the road ahead. New Michelin Stealth Wiper Blades, a better way forward. Get your Michelin Wiper Blades at Walmart.
SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 77. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, 20 past the hour, time now for our tropical update. And I dare say things are quiet. I want to bring in our hurricane specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. And we say things are quiet in Atlantic, but they're not. We still have showers and thunderstorms, and people will be impacted on vacation, but we're not seeing anything develop right now, although there are a couple of areas we have our eye on.
A couple of areas to watch in the Atlantic here. You see all kinds of bright colors out here. There are some big thunderstorms out there, and there is a little swirly queue out there, an area to watch. This is an upper level low that those typically don't develop into tropical systems, because actually the reason why is because where the center of circulation is aloft, say at about 30,000 feet, 25,000 feet, there's not much thunderstorm activity. In order for this thing to develop, you want that thunderstorm activity to be over where the swirl is, and we're not seeing that right now, and that's typical of these upper level lows.
But again, talking about activity, we are seeing some of the Lesser Antilles seeing a few showers, but this will not be a tropical storm, will not be a hurricane, so vacations, cruises should be okay.
I think so. I mean, there's a lot of fair clouds or fair skies across parts of this of the tropics. It's going to stay that way for several days to come at least. But there's the upper level low spinning away, and you know, as I said, as long as it's not got a lot of thunderstorms near where that circulation is, nothing's going to happen with that one. Let's go now to Central America. This is the last time I can show you this plot because we're losing the sunlight. But the idea is that we have a big area of thunderstorms right out here, Paul. And you know what's really cool about this image? You see all these streamers flying northward out of the deep tropics. A lot of tropical juice is coming into this thing. And there is a little bit of a circulation out there. I can show you that in the pictures. There it is, swirling around. It's near land right now, so obviously it's not going to do anything. But as it moves on off toward the west, watch out for some development out that way, just off the coast of Honduras in the Pacific.
And this is generally something from the Atlantic coming into the Pacific. The best chance would be here in the Pacific.
Yeah, actually, I do want to point out one thing. This area of disturbed weather, one of the global models, the GFS model, a few days ago was thinking this thing would be held back over the Southern Caribbean and kept on producing these big hurricanes. Would
come north in the Gulf of Mexico, threaten the Gulf Coast, threaten Florida, threaten Texas. But again, that's like, you know, model fairy tale land out there.
Yeah, it is. What happened is that whole area moved on off toward the west, and the GFS typically has problems with thunderstorm complexes in that part of the world this time of year.
So, Dr. Postel, you're saying we shouldn't put stock in a 12-day forecast? We should think about the next 4 to 5?
I'd think twice about it if I were you. Okay. Let's have a look at Typhoon Vongfang here. 165 on the winds. And, you know, there's a lot of talk around here about how close is this going to get to interests in, for example, Okinawa over the next couple of days. It might get pretty close.
Yeah, we also have Okinawa. We also have Kadena Air Base there. We're talking home to 50,000 U.S. servicemen and women.
Yep. It's probably going to do one of these tracks, something like that. And I'm going to keep, every time I do a tropical update, I'm going to keep that wind barb there because I want to see how high this thing goes. There's the center of circulation there. You know, there's some signs when I look at this that maybe it's weakening a little bit, and it should because it was absolutely maxed out before. Not surprised to see it weaken a little bit. But, you know, as this thing goes north, it's going to be running over cooler and cooler waters right in here. This is the picture of the heat content. So as the heat content goes to lower and lower values in the ocean, this thing has less energy to use, and it's going to be weakening as it moves north. But look, over the Mariana Islands, it still could be a Cat 3.
And weakening very slowly.
Slowly, and then maybe on off toward Japan after
Thanks,
that.
Dr. Postel. Well, we are halfway through our #1 video of the day. At number 3 in Paris, Kentucky, there was hail, damaging winds, as well as buildings being damaged by apparent EF1 tornado. This video is right before the touchdown of that tornado yesterday in Paris. Hey, we're less than 15 minutes from our #2 video. Plus, we're seeing awesome images from last night's lunar eclipse. Here are just a few.
It's here, in your floor's crevices, that vacuums leave microscopic allergens like these pollens and mold spores. But the Dyson DC65 uses a self-adjusting cleaner head for improved suction on hard floors and deep cleaning on carpets, while powerful Cyclone technology captures even microscopic dirt and safely locks it all in here. DC65 sucks up more dust, dirt, and allergens than any other vacuum across carpets and hard floors.
Our Name Your Price tool helps. Oh, Jamie, you got a little something on the back of your shoe there. Price tag.
Danger. Price tag. Alert. Price tag.
Hey, guys.
Price tag. Alert.
Is this normal? Well, Progressive is a price tag free zone. We let you tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find options to fit your budget.
Alert.
Where are they taking them?
Price tag. Alert.
I don't know.
This seems excessive.
Decontamination in progress.
I don't want to tell you guys your job, but...
Policies without the price tags. Now that's Progressive.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Boston Market has food that makes you feel good, starting at $5.99. With salads and sandwiches, market bowls, and your favorite meals, all featuring our signature rotisserie chicken. Come to Boston Market today, where good food meets fresh thinking.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. If you're a current or former military member or their family, get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
So, I need a new fall coat. And I said go to Burlington because we are beauties on a budget. Burlington has everything. Coats, scarves, hats, and the prices are amazing. If you want style and value, Burlington is the place.
Why do you want to shop at Walmart now for October's hottest items? Because you need to find happiness on rollback. In every aisle. Get thousands of items now on rollback. Save money, live better. Walmart.
We put all the apps you love inside a car designed to connect you to a world of possibilities. The Connected Car by Volvo. Innovating for you.
This October, Ghost Hunters is back for a 10th anniversary celebration, including the 200th episode with the biggest Ghost Hunter surprise in a decade. Grant returns to Tabs for one of their most intense investigations ever.
This is a trip.
Ghost Hunters. All new episodes premiere tonight at 9, part of Sci-Fi's 31 Days of Halloween.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 77. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
On AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Well, we go to the globe in the Weather Channel lab to show you some pretty incredible satellite images of now Super Typhoon Vongfong. This is the biggest tropical cyclone we have seen in any basin so far this year. We're tracking this dangerous typhoon very closely, and we'll also tell you the track as we head throughout the next half hour. And also, take a look at this here, and this is a pretty amazing image of the eye of, actually this is the Phoenix area right now in Arizona, where the remnants of Hurricane Simon are bringing a lot of heavy rain across portions of the southwest right now. What to expect and where these storms are headed next, that's all ahead. Oh, welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Paul Goodlow. And the remnants of Hurricane Simon, well, they continue to move across the southwest, bringing with it more rain and huge concerns for more flooding. Again, this is just about a month after major flooding devastated much of the southwest. Let's get an eye on what's going on right now. Kim is tracking where that rain is right now.
And Paul, it does look like we continue to see the rain, but it's mainly now in eastern parts of Arizona, and there are some flooding concerns, some flash flood warnings and watches out for the region. So we're going to talk about where that rain is now and where it's headed. So right now, looking at Phoenix, we have maybe a few showers trying to pop up, but we had our rain earlier today, and it wasn't that much. It was really Tucson that won out. We're about 2.5 inches behind as of yesterday in Tucson for the year, and we may have maybe dropped that by an inch or so. So looking at the rain right now, just east of the Tucson area, if you're traveling Interstate 10, maybe heading over towards Texas, you're going to be dealing with some of these heavy downpours where you see the yellow, and we could see maybe a half inch in 30 minutes, and that's enough to cause some flash flooding in this area. So we're looking at the big picture now. You can see how Phoenix is somewhat in a break right now. We have some showers just south of the Vegas area, but there's that steady stream of rain heading right into New Mexico, and so maybe a few showers into Albuquerque here later on. So what does the computer model do with this? Well, it continues to track that moisture towards the northeast, heading it over towards Albuquerque. During the overnight hours, a few showers coming in. Now coming into Colorado overnight tonight through tomorrow. Denver, by the afternoon, we'll see some showers, and the highest elevations above the tree line, maybe looking at some snowfall, but most of the resorts, it is just going to be plain old rain. All right, so how much are we going to see from this? Possibly 2 to 3 inches of rain here for the Front Range. It's not a totally bad thing because we could use some rainfall here. Phoenix, tomorrow, we may catch a break next couple of hours, but the upper level disturbance will be coming through tomorrow, and that may actually in the morning hours bring us our chance of showers and storms. So in Tucson, we're going to see that chance tonight continue. Tomorrow afternoon, maybe a few storms, still some moisture left over, and then we're going to see Thursday night. We're going to clear out, and Friday's a much better day. But Paul, we're going to see some rain, but we've also seen some cool temperatures in this area too.
All right, thanks, Kim. We also want to get a better picture of what's going on the ground right now in Arizona. And for the past couple of days, not even months as well, they've been dealing with almost a constant threat for flash flooding, fueled by the tropical moisture. Our Chris Warren is on assignment there this evening, and he joins us now on the phone from Tempe, Arizona. And Chris, I got to say, thinking back to the scenes of Phoenix and Interstate 10 shut down and flooded from the rains last month, it must have had a lot of people on edge, especially when the rain started falling late last night.
Well, and the thing is, Paul, it's so unusual to have this sort of setup. At first, it's overlapping with the monsoon season. Now, as the monsoon season is coming to an end, here comes another surge of tropical moisture because of what was a hurricane in the Pacific. I spoke earlier today with Kenneth Waters. He's the warning coordination meteorologist of the National Weather Service here in Phoenix. And he said to get an event like this where you see the tropical moisture come in from the remnants of a tropical storm or a hurricane, some sort of a tropical cyclone, it's rare. He says that happens here in the Southwest, or at least in Phoenix, about every 5 to 10 years. This year, 3 times. So this is a very unusual event, and to also deal with the records that have been breaking, too. I mean, you're looking at earlier in the summer, you had, with a surge of tropical moisture, you had the wettest day on record, picking up the most rain, and that happened within about 8 hours at the airport here at Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. So it certainly has been an unusual summer. Locals likely feeling the humidity at times, but at other times feeling cooler air. So it is the desert Southwest, very dry, but lately, it seems that it's been anything but dry. It does also look like things are going to be returned to normal by this weekend. More sunshine, temperatures back into the lower 90s, Paul.
All right, thanks. It's Chris Warren live tonight on the phone from Tempe, Arizona. Travel safe, my friend. Well, that moisture moving into the southwest is not just going to stay there. It's also on the move across the Midwest and the plains. Kim has more on that forecast.
All right, so once again, we're going to see rain from a tropical system at least help get some of these storms to develop. So what Chris talked about 3 times we've had it happen here in the southwest. That moisture typically gets pushed up towards the Four Corners region and then eventually over towards the Rockies and into the Central Plains. And that's exactly what we're going to see with this one. So we're already starting to see it, our water vapor imagery, looking at the moisture where you see the whites and the pinks. And notice the way it's all moving up in this direction, okay? And in this area, we've got a stalled out front. So we have all this tropical moisture coming in from the southwest, and we're seeing some drier air coming in. And we're going to see maybe a little break in Phoenix, but again, we're going to see that chance coming in later on tonight with more storms. So overall, we've got the moisture coming in. We've got plenty of it coming in from the surface, from the south, from the Gulf of Mexico. So we're getting 2 areas of moisture coming in right across the Central Plains. There's our jet stream. There's the front. So all this together in this area is going to mean heavy rain, thunderstorms, and a mess for travelers over the next couple of days. So our forecast, including St. Louis and Kansas City, is going to be a stormy one. Paul?
Florida is spending $300 million to save the city from being swallowed by the ocean. And one of its first big tests is happening now during the king tide. Our Dave Malkoff is in Miami Beach to show us how it works and the incredible dirty job it is to keep it running.
The world may think of Miami Beach like this, but people who live here know it can also look like this. Streets covered in seawater.
We're putting in 60 to 70 pumps all across the city of Miami Beach.
Phil Levine is the mayor of Miami Beach, and he believes this $300 million set of pumps are what will save his island city from sea level rise over the next few decades.
This is the exit valve, for lack of a better term.
That is correct. There's a pipe that flows out through into the bay.
City engineer Bruce Mowry is getting these powerful pumps ready for something called a king tide.
When the sun, the moon, and the earth are in alignment, then you get the strongest gravitational attraction.
Florida beach expert Dr. Stephen Leatherman thinks the pumps will only delay the inevitable, actually lifting parts of the city.
Ultimately, they are going to have to raise the elevations here.
We believe with our pumps, we got a good 30 to 50-year solution here.
Higher seawalls are going in, and one by one, the pumps are starting to dry the streets.
If the water is coming off the street, isn't it pretty darn dirty by the time it gets out into the bay?
It does pick up a lot of dirt
and trash, basically any kind of nastiness that may be on the road.
But we have a pollution control device here.
It's buried way down deep, just before the underground pumps. A diver has to physically go down there periodically to clean it out by hand. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to protect this paradise.
We want it to be dry. We want it to be the most livable city in America.
So you're putting them everywhere, even over there where Oprah lives and other very wealthy people.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's a lot of money here, no question about that. But they're spending a lot of money to try to defend themselves from rising sea levels and coastal flooding.
Well, we are near the top of our countdown now. Number 2 video of the night, down trees and power lines in East Hampton, Massachusetts. Many people thought that this was from a tornado this morning, but the National Weather Service is confident this was a microburst, and looking at some of the damage, it clearly shows that is a straight line wind damage. And also St. Louis, we have some pretty active weather over the next couple of days for you. Next, you see the chance of rain showers for you Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Even Sunday and Monday do not look that quiet until we head towards the middle of next week. 70s and dry weather return. We're going to have the forecast around the country for the next 7 days coming up after your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 77. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is our new turkey cranberry flatbread before we craft it into a sandwich. The tender, slow-roasted turkey, the zesty cranberry mostarda, the freshly baked flatbread, paired perfectly with our autumn squash soup. A delicious meal made just for you, only at Panera Bread.
It's a great day to try Panera Bread's Fuji Apple Chicken Salad.
Why do you want to shop at Walmart now for October's hottest items? Because you need to find happiness on rollback. In every aisle. Get thousands of items, now on rollback. Save money, live better, Walmart.
It has been said that beauty is found within. That what's on the inside is what really counts. Agreed. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee. The most awarded SUV ever. During the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $359 a month.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Now, Centrum Silver has a new easy-to-swallow coating. So the nutrients for your eyes, heart, and brain go down easier. For a limited time, get your $4 coupon at Centrum.com.
The perfect complement to any look is confidence. This week only at Men's Warehouse, select suits are on sale for just $179.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on just about everything else in the store. Confidence sold here, only at Men's Warehouse.
I can do anything.
The bed reacts to your body. It hugs you. I don't have to think about how to get comfortable anymore.
The zip's off so I can wash it. Yes, please.
Dude, Tempur-Pedic is killing it. No more tossing and turning, trying to find a comfortable spot in bed.
It's really cool to the touch. My Tempur-Pedic cuddles better than my husband does. But that's just between you and me.
Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
Andrew. Rita. Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
We're now down to our #1 video of the day, but first, a look back at numbers 5 through 2. Number 5, surreal lightning in Kentucky. And number 4, more from Kentucky, more lightning. This is from Lexington. Number 3, tornado damage in Paris, Kentucky. And number 2, microburst damage in East Hampton, Massachusetts. And number 2, those downed trees and power lines in East Hampton. Or was that number 1? I was confused.
Yeah.
But still, many people thought that that damage was from a tornado this morning, but the National Weather Service did do a survey out there. They were confident it was actually a microburst. Okay. So, Kim, I got to ask you again, time now for the #1 video. Anything from 5 to 2 really stick out for you?
Well, you know, I think the fact that 3 of them are from Kentucky, you know, I mean, that's pretty impressive. And what a night we had, because we were covering these storms, if they, you know, locally in Kentucky. And when we, you know, we saw these storms that continue to have tornado warnings on them. They would spin up. They'd have some rotation. And then they'd probably get, you know, some funnel clouds and a couple tornadoes. I think 6 confirmed. I think Dr. Ford said 9 now confirmed. So it was a very active day across the Bluegrass State for sure.
And just to get people caught up, she said covering it locally, we have what's called local severe. So if your area is under a severe threat, that we can actually break in just for you, while the rest of the country doesn't have to worry about your severe weather. You will get that local information during our long-form programming. But for me, what really stuck out was that East Hampton, Massachusetts video, because I saw that video. I saw also some aerial footage, which clearly showed, you don't quite see it as well there, but all the damage was basically all the trees falling in the same direction, kind of straight line wind damage. And when they go out there and survey this, they don't look, in terms of if it's a tornado, you usually see more of a crosshatch, or like a herringbone type pattern of the damage. But all these trees blown down in the same direction, that's a sign that it was not a tornado. That was microburst of straight line winds.
Yeah, and also kind of all around one area too, falling down around, like almost like a hole in the middle, and then everything flattened all around it too. So very interesting. We haven't seen we've heard a few microbursts this year, but yeah, very interesting. It scares folks no matter what, right?
Certainly. Let's go to #1 video right now, and it happened all across the nation last night and this morning. This is the blood moon. It was shot last night coming in from Las Vegas. It was visible across much of North America, as well as Australia, even parts of Asia. And yeah, we had 2 eclipses this year. If you missed this one, we have 2 chances next year. But now we have 1 chance to find out the next weather for the next 7 days. Here's Kim.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the next 7 days. I know a lot of folks have plans. It's a beautiful time of year to get up to the mountains and do some leaf peeping, or maybe do some hiking. We're going to see some troubles for folks trying to get to, looks like the Ozarks or maybe the Rockies, because of these showers and storms. The pattern is going to be a stormy one over the next week. The jet stream is going to be taking a big dive across the country again, and that's going to mean some thunderstorms, maybe some severe ones, not just this weekend, but maybe in the next week as well. So we're setting the stage tomorrow. A stalled out front in this area. We've got moisture coming up from Simon. We've got moisture from the Gulf of Mexico coming up around that front, and we're going to see more storms tomorrow, possibly heavy rain. And if we see this pattern persist like this over several days, we're going to be concerned about flash flooding in this area. So please, if you have plans for the Ozarks, doing some maybe camping or hiking, please keep an eye on this for flash flooding. And then we'll see storms getting to the mid-Atlantic, to the northeast. By the weekend, could be airport delays. Keep that in mind, flying out of New York City or into the Boston area. Sunday, more showers and storms for the Ohio Valley. Then we watch this big monster taking shape here across the Rockies and the Central Plains. Big dip in the jet stream. It's going to allow a lot of moisture to come up to the Ohio Valley. Strong cold front moving east. Severe weather threat with a Sunday night, Monday, and maybe into Tuesday as well. So we'll see that threat. Temperatures will warm up ahead of it. A lot of moisture flowing north. It'll get to the East Coast, it looks like, by Wednesday. Now, will it be severe at this point? It's, a week away, but we'll keep an eye on it for sure. But the rest of the country by that point should be drying out, Paul, and should be much better weather.
All right. Thanks, Kim. Well, from the domestic issues to international, it is now the strongest tropical cyclone of the year. Impressive images like this of a monster cyclone that could lead to a dangerous situation as it moves towards Japan. Tracking and timing Super Typhoon Vongfang is coming up next in your Tropical Update. But right now, let's test your weather IQ. And here's tonight's question. How many of the 13 hurricanes that formed in 2005 season made landfall in the U.S.? Is it A, 12? Is it B, 7? Is it C, 4? Well, think about it. We'll have the answer coming up after Local on the 8s. And a quick hint, 2005, that was the year that Hurricane Katrina slammed the Gulf Coast.
With diabetes, it's tough to keep life balanced. I don't always have time to eat like I should. That's why I like Glucerna shakes. They have slowly digestible carbs to help minimize blood sugar spikes.
Glucerna, the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaf.
Grown in America, picked and packed at the peak of ripeness, with no artificial ingredients. Del Monte, bursting with life. Sunday nights.
When the wind blows.
The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets.
I saw something
I don't know how to explain it.
Every Sunday,
It's a story that's got a life of its own.
a new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 77. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let's take these piggies out for new carpet. No, not those. These. Let's get in touch with texture. Something with a twist. Let's look at loops and get a feel for patterns in all sorts of colors. But let's not break the bank. Then, let's get it rolled out right. The perfect carpet? Yeah. Let's bring it all the way home. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Schedule a measure today. Carpet installation is now just $37.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
So I was a head chef at 24. I won Best New Restaurant in the Country at 31. I've published cookbooks. I've been on TV. I've relied on people every step of the way. I still do. I have to. So staying connected to those people, that's what makes me feel accomplished. They're people I connect.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? What are you doing? I can't believe you're watching this without me. We agreed we'd catch up on everything tonight. If I did this to you, you'd murder me in my sleep. You know what? Just watch it by yourself. I can't not know when I know that you know.
The latest episodes of the Top 100 shows are preloaded and ready to watch with Xfinity On Demand. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
The kitchen just got hotter.
It's obviously heroes versus villains.
Every Wednesday, two of Bravo's finest chefs duel one-on-one in a brand new series.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for you.
No group, no quickfire.
I hate you so much.
Only win or lose.
It's mano y mano. Who is the better chef?
I would have never put you through this.
It's not Top Chef.
It's gonna be a brawl.
On God.
It's Top Chef Duels. All new every Wednesday at 10/9 Central. Only by Bravo.
All items are shipped to you for just $2 flat. NoMoreRack.com. Everything you love for less.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8. Coming up next.
All right, let's get the answer to our weather IQ question tonight. How many of the 13 hurricanes that formed in 2005 in the Atlantic Basin made landfall in the U.S.? Is the answer A, 12, B, 7, or C, 4? Well, the answer is C, 4. Dennis, Katrina, Rita, and Wilma. Now, Ophelia affected North Carolina, but it sent a state offshore. But also, the asterisk could be Cindy. Cindy made landfall as a tropical storm. Later, in post-storm analysis, they upgraded its strength to a hurricane at landfall. So technically, you could say 5, include Cindy there, but during that season, it was just 4.
Gosh, there was busy times back then.
Yes, it was. And right now, we don't have that type of activity in the Atlantic, but we do in the far eastern Pacific. Before we get there, Let's talk about the Atlantic and bring in our hurricane specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. We have activity and a couple of areas where we have our eye on in terms of potential development here.
Right. We have an area to watch right here, not too far away from the Lesser Antilles in the tropical-ish Atlantic. What it is really, though, is an upper-level low-pressure system right now. And you can actually see that thing swirling around right in there. That's where the center of the circulation is that you're seeing kind of in the cloud patterns. The circulation has its strongest amplitude, probably 20,000 feet up in altitude, and most of the thunderstorms right now are way off toward the east. That is not a setup for immediate development, but we'll have to watch it just in case things change.
At the very least, the circulation is helping to give you some rain showers there across the Lesser Antilles and like the Guadalupe Islands.
Yep.
But we're not looking at that surface low, not looking at an imminent depression or a tropical storm or a hurricane.
Right. This is an upper level low. It's actually pretty stable. If you think about it, a lot of times over the continent, over the United States, we have upper level lows that sometimes trigger thunderstorm development. But over the water, it doesn't usually happen that way. These upper level lows move over the water, and instead, they tend to suppress thunderstorms. Little sinking air is going on here, and that's why you're not seeing a whole lot of cloud activity. Most of that's off here to the east.
But if we push on towards the east, we're also seeing some activity there across Central America.
Yeah, we have an area of an envelope of disturbed weather out here in the East Pacific and over parts of Central America. There is a circulation inside of here. I think there's actually even one at the surface. It's kind of a broad area of low pressure over Nicaragua, Honduras. Obviously, over land, it's not going to do much, but I think as it heads out in that direction, there is a chance that it could organize some thunderstorms and begin to develop on out over the Pacific Ocean.
And if it does develop, again, it will be in the Pacific. And it seems like, the Atlantic is almost whisper quiet in terms of things developing, but the Pacific, you just perhaps even, snap your fingers, you might have something spinning out here.
A butterfly is flying around out there and kicking off the storms. Right, it's like that. It's been like that in the Pacific, right? It's been super busy, and there's no reason to think that that's going to change. I mean, the atmosphere is kind of locked in.
And if we get a name, it will be up to what the T storm now. We just had Simon that dissipated. This would be the T name storm if it does develop.
Yeah, keep an eye on that one because it just might. Now let's have a look in the West Pacific with Vongfang. A lot of us have heard about this incredibly powerful typhoon. Now with winds estimated at 165. Nobody knows for sure how strong it is. It's all done by satellites, but the idea it's a Cat 5. That's good enough.
And again, the winds estimated yesterday were even stronger than 165 miles per hour. It's almost difficult to even comprehend what a beast this is right now in the Pacific.
Yeah, let's look at it a little bit more closely. And there's a couple things here on the satellite picture that I want to draw your attention to. I'm seeing some signs that it's weakening a little bit, Paul, and you can tell me here. You see we're losing some of those bright colors right on the periphery of the circulation. That typically happens when they start to move over, for example, cooler waters or and the environment is not quite as favorable for development. So we still have a raging hurricane with an eye in an amazingly strong system, but there's some signs that it's past its peak.
And this eye, estimated 45, 50 miles across?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge, and so is the circulation in general, guys. And look, Okinawa, watch out. It's going to get very close there. How close? We're not exactly sure. Stay tuned for that. But I do know those winds are going to go way up.
And last hour, the Okinawa was at actually half hour ago, it was at 17 miles per hour. Now it's up to 18 miles per hour as this thing kind of gets closer and closer.
I have this graph here, max wind potential. This tells you basically how much the ocean and the atmosphere will allow a tropical system to grow, how strong it will allow it to get, essentially. And right now, Cat 5 Vongfang is in a place where the atmosphere and ocean together allows systems in general to go from 155 to 190. So the fact that this thing made it all the way up that level, you know that it maxed out what it was given. That's pretty amazing. Doesn't happen very often.
Again, could take it to Kadena Air Base. 50,000 U.S. men and servicewomen there stationed and their loved ones. A big concern.
It is a big concern because it could be real strong, potentially a Cat 3 as it moves very close to Kadena over the weekend and then perhaps up to Japan thereafter.
All right, thanks, Dr. Postel. Hey, stick around. We have one more thing to tell you about tonight. Stay tuned.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 77. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Kim Cunningham. It's time for a look at where we have some active weather here tonight, and then weather caught on camera is going to start. But looking at some of the showers and storms in northern Alabama that have moved in. Watch out along Interstate 65 as these storms will be crossing between Huntsville and Birmingham. Also some showers and a few thunderstorms west of Interstate 75, North Atlanta Metro at this time. Now here in Springfield, Missouri, we've got some storms also developing. A few individual ones, no severe thunderstorm warnings on this. And then farther north, we've got some showers moving through Nebraska, also into southern parts of South Dakota, all moving across the Missouri River. And you can see in Omaha, maybe the north side of town might see a few of these showers here later on this evening. So overall, the severe threat, not a big one here tonight. We'll keep an eye on everything, though, for you. Looking at some of these showers continuing across Arizona, maybe some isolated flash flooding on the east side of this state. Weather caught on camera starts right now. Enjoy the show.
You're watching Wild Weather at 8.
Holy crap! We have a large destructive tornado, and it's on the southwest side of Joplin.
Epic storms. Harrowing escapes.
And that's when I was like, lights out.
Remarkable rides.
And right when I went out, the whitewater came down.
And unimaginable destruction.
There's somebody in here! Oh my God.
Stories from around the world.
And some players have been hit.
Of the commanding force of nature.
We would have been wiped out 5 minutes ago.
And the courage of those who witness it.
It's bad. It's really bad.
It's all next on Weather Caught on Camera.
Panic.
A city devastated by nature's power. And a hospital under siege.
I looked out and I thought, everybody's dead.
May 22nd, 2011. Storm chaser Jeff Petrowski and his wife and partner Kathy are racing toward Joplin, Missouri. A band of heavy thunderstorms has broken out across eastern Kansas and Oklahoma and is headed directly for this city of 50,000.
This was a day that was extremely unstable. The atmosphere was just ripe for very violent thunderstorms.
I remember telling Kathy, it's going to be a really, really bad day. As we come south into the city of Joplin, things were rapidly evolving.
There was a little bit of some triggering action. A little bit of a wind maximum came in high aloft, a little bit of a cold pocket at mid-levels of the atmosphere to add to the instability.
Suddenly, winds pick up and large hail begins to fall.
Oh my God, baseball hill's falling.
Watching how the trees are blowing in the wind, Jeff realizes that a major tornado is forming right before his eyes.
And that told me that all the air was flowing rapidly back southwest to this huge, large rotating wall cloud, because a tornado, when a storm develops, it's like a straw in a milk. You suck it up, it comes in from all 360 degrees, and it's going up rapidly. That is a recipe for a mega disaster.
Jeff sees a police car by the side of the road and warns the officer inside.
Hey guys, the tornado's trying to come down right here. It's coming on the ground right here. I get the sirens going, get the sirens going. I'm kind of in almost panic mode because I know what's getting ready to unfold.
Just after, Jeff and Kathy spot the twister touching down.
And I turn to the right and I'll look, and as I do, I see a half-mile wide tornado that's now just exploding in width. And I knew we were in trouble. Stay with it, Kevin. We're right down toward it.
Oh, crap.
I know.
Why are you doing that?
Because we don't have all the roads.
To Kathy's dismay, Jeff turns and drives directly toward the tornado.
Oh, it's just hitting. Oh, my God, it's massive. It's 20th Street. Yeah, get the sirens going. Mile wide tornado, 20th and Meridian. 5, Kathy. Oh, my God.
Jeff suspects that the twister may be an EF5, the strongest possible rating for a tornado, with wind speeds of over 200 miles per hour.
Back up!
Minutes later, Jeff and Kathy see a car that has been flipped over by the tornado.
They're coming out of the car. They're thrown. They're thrown. Oh, God.
The Petrowskis are among the first to see the incredible destruction brought by the tornado.
Every house